Hi all of you awesome scuba divers out there, welcome to the Scuba Dive Magazine channel, your favourite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews. Today I have my hands on the new OrcaTorch D710V diving torch. The 710V is a rechargeable photo video light. The V in the name stands for video, so it's a wide angle torch. Maximum output of 2000 lumens and a wide 120 degree beam. Made from anodized aluminium, it's good and tough, and the triple seal is waterproof down to 150 meters, so you don't have to worry too much about the torch whilst it's on your rig, unless you're going to some serious depths. The torch itself measures 36 millimeters at the widest point on the head and 156 millimeters in length. D710V weighs in at 222 grams, including the battery, but without the ball mount and whatnot. With the ball mount, it weighs in at 273 grams. The ball of the mount is made from metal. It feels like the same anodized aluminium as the body of the torch, and it's got it's a 1-inch ball mount with that standard O-ring around it. But the mount itself feels more like Delrin, with a silicone loop on the inside to avoid scratching the torch. The ball joint screws into that with an M18x1 thread. That's not the standard 1/4x20 camera thread or the larger 3/8x16. It's a little bit larger or kind of in between that, but yeah, M18x1, and you'll need a 8mm hex key to tighten the bolt holding the torch in place. It's got some grip around the side, so you can do it with your hands, but yeah, if you really want to cinch it in, that's an 8mm Allen key. Top to tail, there's 3 LEDs in the head, one for the white light, one for the red, and one for UV light. Matte black anodized aluminium body that is mil-spec type 3, which makes it both corrosion resistant so that the salt water can't reach the aluminium, and it also hardens the outer layer against bumps and scrapes, so even if you do drop it, it's drop tested to about 1.5 meters, I think. Even if you do, it is unlikely to scratch and then get to the actual metal underneath. Push button activation with the titanium alloy button that has a battery level indicator built into it. There's a red or a green light in the button, so if it's green, then you have plenty of power, and when it starts to turn red, you're down to 30%, and the button also has some clever features in it as well. If it's off and you hold it down for 5 seconds, it goes into a safety mode. It's going to flash twice, and then no matter how much you press it, or you hold it down, it's not going to turn on. So yeah, if it's in your bag, it is not going to switch itself on because something lent on it or was put on top of it. To deactivate it, you just do a quick double press, and that switches it back on, so now it just works as usual. During the dive, a single button press will cycle between 2000 lumens of light and 600 lumens of white light. Then it goes to red light, and then it goes to UV. The torch can be used on the surface, but it's going to get pretty hot. Most dive torches are only as powerful as they are because of the surrounding water as a heat sink, but the D710 has a temperature sensor inside of it that will turn it off to prevent it from damaging itself by literally melting itself. It'll switch itself off well before that. Unscrew the head from the body, you'll find the triple O-ring seal and the rechargeable 21700 battery. You can recharge the battery by plugging in the USB cable into the battery itself, and it has a little indicator light on the actual battery to let you know when the battery is full. Battery run times range from just over 3 hours of white light on the low setting to 1.5 hours on high, 4.5 hours on the red light, and 6 hours 40 minutes on blue light. The bottom of the torch has a silicone band for a little bit of grip if you're just holding it in your hand. Otherwise, it's a pretty smooth torch, so it's nice to get a little bit of grip. And right at the bottom of the torch is an eyelet to attach the lanyard or a bolt snap or something, just some way of securing it so it doesn't go too far if you fumble it. But let's quickly see how the torch arrives and what comes with it. This is how it arrives. Little EVA case with OrcaTorch on the front, grab handle at the back, and a zippered opening. Ooh, on the inside, We have the rechargeable torch battery with a, you can see that the USB fitting there. We also have a recharging cable, USB-C, a bunch of, what's that, 3 pre-greased spare O-rings. It's quite nice that they're pre-greased, so you don't have to worry about it, in a little Ziploc bag, so it's not going to leak grease anywhere. The torch itself, we'll take a closer look at the torch in a second. We have a wrist lanyard with a little attachment point, oh, not an attachment point, a little paper label, important notice. It's important to read through that. We have a ball mount, and that's got a decent amount of weight to it. That feels like it's metal, so you can attach it to a ball joint. You also have use manual, yeah, in all in a foreign language, so that's no use to me. There's a digital QR barcode, so hopefully there's a English version for me to read. Information about the rest of the OrcaTorch range, and a warranty card so you can fill out when you bought it and the serial number and whatnot. And then the case itself, you can take the foam insert out if you just want to use it as an open case. It's got this little mesh section as well to keep things slightly organized. But yeah, let's take a closer look at the torch itself. So who's the D710V for? The V is a tough little handheld video light and a great start to get some light and colors into your photos or videos. If you're just starting out with your underwater photography, this is a good entry-level light. It's not the most powerful of the video lights out there, but actually it's a solid start. It's a lot more powerful than other video lights on the market. The red and the UV give you some flexibility. Red is useful because it doesn't disturb some marine species, or actually most marine species. They don't tend to see the red wavelength of light, and it's not going to affect your night vision on a night dive, as opposed to white light where it kind of blinds you. Red light, you can still look around. It looks a little funny, but it's not going to affect your physical night vision. UV unlocks a whole new area of photography. Marine life often has special patterns on them that you can only really see under UV light. You will be shining it around your house just to see what glows in the dark with it, but yeah, it is nice to have that as an option. You might not use it all the time, but it's pretty cool. The beam angle is really nice and wide, and there's no obvious like hot spot or hot edge, or sorry, hard edges to it. So the light is cast evenly, and then gently tapers off around the edge for a more natural look. It doesn't really stand out, whereas a spotlight beam in your photos and videos, it's really obvious what you're shining that torch on, but with this is really nice and even. The burn time is pretty respectable as well. You probably won't have it on for like the entire dive, even on like high, but you can top it up between dives if you have the USB cable and something to power it. That's always handy. The 1-inch ball joint is a great addition and gives you plenty of mounting options. It's a very standard fitting, so that you can attach and pose the light to a variety of arms and trays. OrcaTorch actually sent me one of their trays for a GoPro to give you an idea of what you can do with it. All in, it's a really good starting point if you're just getting into your like underwater photography, at a very appealing price point as well. The torch and the ball mount cost just shy of £170 or $140 depending on where you are. That's a lot of light and a lot of modes at that price. So if you like to take photos and videos, but they all tend to come out like blue, and you want to bring some color back into them, then the D710V from OrcaTorch is a really great start. A lot of other torches in that kind of price range, they're either less powerful or they don't have red and UV light as well. They only do white, so you're getting it all in one smart little torch. I'll pop links down in the description for your closest OrcaTorch dealer, and some of them would have been popping up here from time to time. And for more information, you can head over to our website, scubadivermag.com, and remember to subscribe to the channel here for more, because I have a case full of OrcaTorches in for test right now. So if you do have any questions about them, pop them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.